You can boost your winnings with Profit Boost practically every day. You could be a parlay away from a life-changing win. Last month, the Florida Better won $1.9 million from a 14-leg parlay. All you need to do is download the Hard Rock Bet app or simply go to hardrock.bet and start betting now. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 888-ADMIT-IT.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. Call 813-550-1000. That's 813-550-1000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
You know where Gator Nation goes for fine jewelry and engagement rings? Only one place, International Diamond Center. IDC is the premier jeweler, the only jeweler to ever be named official jeweler of the Gators. It's a Florida family-owned company with an impeccable reputation for quality, value, and integrity. Did you know that IDC is one of only a handful of jewelers around the country that refuses to sell lab-grown diamonds? At IDC, they only sell real, rare, precious, and natural diamonds made by Mother Earth, so you can be assured of lasting value. They're also the only authorized retailer for all of the top bridal designers, featuring handcrafted rings made in America. So, if you're getting engaged or celebrating a special occasion, let the non-commissioned experts at International Diamond Center guide you every step of the way. You will get the value you want, the quality you can have confidence in, and the experience you deserve. Get all the details at shopidc.com. International Diamond Center, official jeweler of the Gators.
Walk-Ons, Sports Bistro of Tampa and Wesley Chapel are always a win. Whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner, we've got it covered. Catch all the college basketball madness at Walk-Ons. Enjoy our beer specials while cheering on your favorite teams. Want to score big? Come grab a big game pass during the first round for an exclusive discount through April 7th. Plus, visit 4 times during the madness and rack up 400 bonus points and a free entree with our loyalty app. Walk-Ons, where every fan feels like a winner.
Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. When you receive a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, there's no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
1025 The Bone. Real Raw Radio. WHPT, Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete. And 107.3 WXGL HD2 St. Pete. Live from the WeatherTight Windows studio. And now, back to Senning Show. It's time for John's Joint with your host, John Senning.
Moving to the country, I'm gonna eat a lot of peaches. I'm moving to the country, I'm gonna eat me a lot of peaches.
Welcome back to Senning Show. It's time to fire up the joints of the day. It's John's Joints. I'm John Senning. He's Dizzy. And every day at 3 o'clock, bitches coming from the can. We're joined by Drew Garabo himself.
Hi.
Dude, you were only because... The thing is that, like, Dizzy has a way where I knew what his opinion was going to be on this.
I'm pretty sure I know where your opinion's going to go on this, but I'll ask you anyways. Did you hear anything about the story about the old lady that I called the police on?
No.
Okay. I called the police on an old lady on Friday night on our way to the beach.
Because she didn't turn
because don't listen. No disrespect, Izzy, but don't listen to anything he has to say right now because he's just lying.
All right.
So without giving the whole story again, we had a green light and there was a big group of pedestrians and bikers that were trying to cross the street. So they've got a walking man. And this person that was in front of us almost took the group out on 3 separate occasions. Like every time some would go and then she would go forward and they'd be like, and then they would kind of stop. And as soon as they start walking again, it appeared to us in the moment that this woman was actively trying to hit a human being.
Oh.
So at that point, we didn't know it was a woman. If I was getting, a betting man at that moment, I would have thought this is like a middle-aged, angry road rager who felt he had the right of way and just wanted to teach these damn kids a lesson. Well, as soon as they get through that debacle, they're immediately going from the far lane to the far. They're swerving all over the road. I mean, just from it's a 3-lane road on Park, both sides to the point we try to get up a little bit to see who's driving, and I catch a glimpse, but by the time we catch a glimpse, she's coming over towards us.
Oh.
So I back up, and at that point, she goes and gets to the left-hand turn lane, and I feel like she's just a danger to society.
Sure. And it's up to you to save society. You're John Senning.
Yeah.
Society saver.
Yeah. Someone took a turn that John didn't agree with, and then he's like, you know what?
911, baby.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I did not call 911.
Oh, non-emergency number?
Non-emergency number.
Good for you.
And it was
You're making progress.
It was a very peaceful conversation where I just said, hey, not even sure if we should be calling, but this woman appears to. So that's the story as well. The woman was 100 years old.
Oh.
I mean, she looked like a corpse. Like when I looked at it, it was like, this is what I saw.
Oh, yeah. We've all been there. Like a skeleton with skin.
So I just said, I just witnessed what I witnessed in the crosswalk.
Yep.
She's veering all over the road. I just feel like somebody should know.
Sure. If the same thing were true and you thought the driver was impaired, you would have done the same thing, like alcohol or drugs, right?
Right, maybe more so.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was any voice in the back of my head that was like, don't be a dick, don't do it, it was like, well, this is just an old lady. Let her get home. I personally believe that she was old as hell and wasted.
Oh.
I mean, she just had the look and the vibe of it couldn't have just been like she was that old. It had the presentation of somebody who was out of their mind. Like when we were watching it happen, we're both looking at each other like, this psycho wants to run these pedestrians over.
Yeah.
And it may have been, just not understanding what was happening.
Now, anytime I'm going to make a right turn and there's that awkward moment where you don't know if someone's going to just keep walking on the sidewalk or go to the street, I got to worry that there's a John Senning ready to call the cops on me.
Or that there's an old drunk lady willing to plow him over.
That's the thing. And that's why I said, Drew, I didn't know your opinion where it was going to land.
You good, dog.
Diz is a criminal by nature. Like it's in his blood. He walks around with criminal energy. Like I knew that he's a big anti-snitch, anti-narc community type guy. So I knew what he was going to say. And you look at everything individually. So I could have gone either way.
Imagine how you would have felt if you got home, woke up in the morning and saw a news story, elderly woman plows over a pedestrian and kills him, and you didn't do anything about it. You'd be like, oh my God, I could have done something about this.
And guess what? Guess what happened instead?
He used his powers to call the cops on a little old lady.
My powers?
Just trying to make it home.
What are my powers?
He's
my
just
ability
a civilian making a 911 call, Diz.
My powers to dial numbers?
Yeah, well, you probably used your white card. You're like, listen, my number is 62.
Ain't no brother making a call.
Here's the funniest thing. The people that were almost killed, all of different ethnicities, colors, and creeds. The old-ass lady who almost killed them, white as can be. So I'm out there fighting for your people, and you got a problem with it.
Your people, but yeah.
You're a race traitor is what you are.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think you did the right thing.
Thanks.
And it's, I don't know if somebody told you this, Delta Chi.
Yeah.
Okay, I figured.
We did have I kind of like Delta Chai. It sounds
Chai is nice, like a tea.
It sounds a little more chill, yeah.
Like,
but yeah, somebody actually called who was a member of the Delta Chi here in Tampa, and pretty much said, you get what you get.
Yeah. Did they tell you that why not to call it a frat?
No.
Oh,
them specifically?
No, all fraternities. This is one of the first things I learned when joining a fraternity, like because everyone calls them frats.
Yeah.
Would you call your country
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why. They don't like being called frats for whatever
So
reason.
frat is hate speech.
I mean, I guess, I don't know. I can't believe I was in a fraternity. I look
Dude,
back
you
at my
are the
life.
most
I was lost.
No offense. You're the least frat bro I've ever met.
Can I bear a piece of my soul to you?
Please.
Before I got into radio, was extremely introverted and had a very difficult time making friends, even though I went to UCF in my hometown of Orlando. And so I joined a fraternity so I could make friends. And I did, and I rented them because that's what you do when you pay your fraternity dues. You've got automatic friends and brothers.
And what was the initiate? Well, there's initiation, elephant walk, butt chugging, anything.
Eat the cracker.
Yeah.
None of that. We did have to simulate lovemaking with a woman made of mud in front of all of our brothers.
What do you mean, a woman made of mud?
Like she
a
was
mud woman.
So like they made this woman out of mud. Was this indoors or outdoors?
Oh, way outdoors. It was for our pledge retreat. Like we were out in the middle of nowhere, and they made a woman made of mud, and each of us had to climb on top of her.
Did you have to do completion?
No. If you completed that, you're a weirdo. No, I went down on the mud.
You warmed her up, yeah.
And I jumped on top.
So you came up like mud face.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Oh, wow.
And then like the initiation itself, you get paddled. Like you make a paddle for your big brother, and he has his paddle already for you, and so he swats you in the ass, and you swat him in the ass.
Oh, damn!
It's so dumb.
You get to swat the dude back?
Yeah, you hit your big brother, and I laid into mine, which was really stupid. He was a really nice guy to me, but I wailed him. I was going through some
Wait,
stuff.
did you go first or second?
I think he went first, and I just wailed him. I think
You should go the opposite way.
I know,
You should
really
have to
should.
go first, yeah.
It's a faded memory. What a dumb thing to do.
Tales from the frat with
Oh,
Drew Garabo.
man. Oh, you want to talk about misogyny and alcohol abuse?
Oh God,
Yeah, we do.
It really felt like I don't know if fraternities had to do a big about face and change the game, but it feels like maybe 10 years ago, and I think there were a couple big cases where people died and stuff happened. But it was like you hear so much about all these insane things that were happening, and they've either found a way to shut them all up or just stop doing them.
Yeah, I think probably stop doing most of it. Although anytime you have a group of dudes together in their 20s, there's going to be some of that.
That's the thing. Going back to that story we touched on at the beginning of the show, and this is that Riley Strain that died in Nashville. It's just like, so they're suing. One of the reasons they're suing is because there's no chaperones. Like you're sending a bunch of 21 to 24, 5-year-old kids to Nashville, which is a town where you party, and then something happens, and the parent goes, "Well, where were the chaperones?"
Your kid's an adult, and you said it perfectly in your opening segment. These grieving parents always want to blame someone. Sometimes when you're an adult and you get drunk, bad things are going to happen to you, and it's no one's fault but your own for putting yourself in that position.
Did you know John got kicked out the frat because he kept calling the non-emergency line and said, "There's underage drinking happening. Someone should send a cop car here."
He's a counter programmer.
Yeah,
This kid.
Snitch. Sorry. Your stories, Joey?
This kid. He's got some balls on him.
The only thing is that I have so much locked up right now that I'm just trying not to use.
Such as?
Well, I mean, Diz has been the victim of a snitch before. I mean, my man got locked up because somebody snitched on him.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, it's personal for him.
Yeah, he hates snitches.
Yeah, which I respect. I don't think I quantify as a full-blown snitch.
No.
I think I'm more of an upstanding pillar in the community.
Yeah, you're just trying to make society better, not ruin anyone else's lives.
You're a neighborhood watch, but everywhere's your neighborhood. Right?
Oh, dude,
I
have
get
you ever
that.
seen the sign that he made for his old pool in his old apartment complex?
John
Oh,
did?
yeah. I'm sorry, John.
Did it say no color?
I'm sorry, John. Well, it did say no brown, but it didn't involve people's race.
Okay.
No. So this is, I did a lot of things and I made some signs in my day, but this was because somebody pooped in the pool.
Yours.
Well, not my home
The
pool. This
community
is when we
pool.
were in the community
Oh.
pool. So I don't remember what I put on the sign, but I just wanted to let everybody know that the pool was not safe.
I think you said warning.
I
Yeah.
think I do.
Feces.
I remember you guys talking about this a little
Yeah.
bit. It was like the whole who pooped in it. Was it just
Here's the
vagrant?
thing. I'm all about
Made a sign.
I'm all about keeping people safe. Keeping people safe from fecal bacteria, keeping people safe from old drivers.
I love that element of you because you would meet John and you would think he's such a super chill dude, like nothing
I
ever
am
bothers
a super
him.
chill dude.
Unless you take a turn that you can agree with.
like the moment there's an opportunity to make the community better, aka be a Karen, he's your guy right there. I love that about you.
Yeah, you want to know what? Because I do be caring. I be caring a lot about people.
He does.
And that's
He's a caring
the
soul.
thing. It's when you have a heart that cares.
It's hard to turn it off.
It's a burden. It's a burden. It's honestly to care as much as I care. I wish I was like you guys. I wish I could just live a life of criminal activity and turning a blind eye and everything that comes
Devil
along with it.
666.
But that's
Sacrifice kids.
that's just not in me. By the way, I was gonna play it. The Karen comment made me think of it. Have you seen this video going viral of the live streamer in downtown Tampa and the girls get in the video?
Yes.
I feel like we need a new name for young Karens. 'Cause
Right.
This is Karen behavior, but they're also super young.
Not gonna go anywhere.
Oh no, it's already live. It was a live stream.
Oh, that's fine. Since we didn't give our consent, Massachusetts is a double consent state. We are more than welcome to sue. But thank you so much for not taking our consent.
What are you yapping about?
We did not give consent for you to record us.
But why are you yapping?
Why do you have us frizzy hair? Why do you have
No, I was saying.
Why are you wearing Uggs in the middle of the computer?
Why are
do
you
you have no girls around you? Why are you alone? Why do you have no friends? Why do you have a chain that's really ugly? Why are you fucking ugly yourself? And I'm aware. You might say the same about me, but the thing is though, at the end of the day.
No, I'm not an asshole, so I wasn't gonna say that.
Oh, I am an asshole, so it's okay if I say it. Because at the end of the day, Massachusetts is a double consent state. Why do you have water stains?
Why? Now, this does appear to be on St. Patrick's Day. I'm not giving anybody a pass, but I think alcohol was definitely a factor. The reason why I think it went viral, I don't know if you saw the same caption when it was posted, but this one has the caption, "I wonder who she voted for."
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's terrible. Like, she just starts picking apart the guy the way that he looks.
And just because, from what I understand, he was standing on it looks like it's right in front of the Publix.
Yeah.
Downtown Tampa.
Yep.
And maybe she just had a problem with the fact that he was filming anything and that she may or may not have been included in the video. So,
yeah. And she said it's a double consent state, but that involves audio recording.
Yeah, I think that when you're in public places, and you can be recorded. Like, people can record you. So she should have been a little more versed. I would have told her to call 911 personally.
Asking her why she's yapping is one of the.
Why are you yapping?
Why are you yapping?
Doesn't when her bigger friend comes up, he's like, "Who asked the fridge to talk?"
Dude,
he calls her the.
fridge. We gotta get to that part.
He calls her the fridge.
Hold on.
But the thing is though, at the end of the day.
No, I'm not an asshole, so I wasn't gonna say that.
Oh, I am an asshole, so it's okay if I say it. Because at the end of the day, Massachusetts is a double consent state. Why do you have water stains?
Why is the fridge talking? I'm telling you, it's a live stream, and you're standing in front of it.
Not consent.
You're on a public sidewalk, and you walk in front of it.
Are you guys co-mingling against me?
No, why?
You got my paranoia. You got my paranoia going.
Somebody just texted me and asked if you heard the F word, and I was like, no.
It said looking.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
said looking.
No.
Well, I just got a text from Drew. He said, "This snitch." Huh?
That's not true at all.
He just sent me rat emojis.
Why is the fridge talking is so great?
The guy's making a name for himself. John's Joints brought to you by Bubble Down Car Wash. If you don't know, you need to know. They got the longest wash tunnels, the most spacious vacuums, and the unlimited membership plan makes it possible for you to keep your car clean every single day, year round, no matter the bugs, the birds, the pollen, whatever is fighting against you. You can go through as many times as you like. They got locations in Tampa, Brandon, Riverview, Wesley Chapel, and the newest spot in Palm Harbor on US 19. Get in there today. You will have the cleanest car in town every time you bull down.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this story is almost too much to believe. It's bad. The Atlantic magazine's editor-in-chief is insisting he saw minute-by-minute accounting of how the U.S. intended to bomb Yemen, despite the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth adamantly denying that the sensitive war plans were ever discussed in a bombshell group text scandal. The magazine's top editor, Jeffrey Goldberg, revealed Monday that he was inadvertently included in a signal message chain earlier this month in which top Trump administration officials, including Hegseth and J.D. Vance, discussed strikes against the Houthi terror group in Yemen.
It's almost like it was a bad idea to hire a CNN personality for our Minister of Defense or whatever the hell he is.
Fox News. Here's the thing that doesn't make sense to me. Like, somebody getting included, still insane. How does a guy from the Atlantic, which I would say is right up there in the upper conversation of the most anti-Trump publication in the world, how does that person get accidentally added into it? Like, if you told me Jesse Waters or Tucker Carlson or something like that was included on it, I go, that's insane, but at least you know they're in the circles and things like that. How does somebody with such an anti-them agenda get accidentally added to a text chain?
I would wager that his last name is very close to someone's last name who was supposed to be on that chain, and it was just a mistake.
Here's the Department of the Director of the Department of Defense, Pete Hegseth. He just seems like he's losing it. Kind of.
Yeah.
Like this does not sound like a well thought out response.
Can you share how your information about war plans against the Houthis in Yemen was shared with a journalist in the Atlantic, and were those details classified?
You're talking about a deceitful and highly discredited so-called journalist who's made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again, to include the hoaxes of Russia.
Nobody said this yet. You know, he was like a booze hound. He was a big drinker, and there was something where he was speaking at a summit a few weeks ago, and while he was speaking, I mean, what else could it have been other than a brown liquor that he brought to his lips and sipped it? I thought he looked kind of wasted in this video, to be honest with you. I wonder if this experiment with Pete Hegseth is going to be over very, very quick.
I mean, that is a fatal flaw.
That just seems like a who the hell knows how it happened, a heads have to roll moment.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you're going to set the standard for what can and can't happen, if you love this guy, if you hate this guy, I think everybody should be on board and saying if he's got to go. Like it's just, you can't have information. And the headline was so insane where it said, I was included on a Trump war room text chain. I thought it was fake until the bombs started falling. And it's just like, to think that is a thing that can actually happen is bizarre. And, you know, there are those out there trying to explain it away by saying they wanted this information to be leaked because it shows Europe, that we're not taking a defensive stance and all of that. Okay. I get the game of war, but even if that was your plan, the optics do more damage than whatever you were trying to do. Even if that was your ultimate goal, it still looks like something terrible happened.
I would think if you're having conversations of this nature, they would be held in person and in person alone. Like no record whatsoever, no chance of it being hacked or anything.
Yeah, and I don't even know what Signal is. It must be some sort of high level encrypted.
Yeah, like a WhatsApp.
Something like that is where it all went down. So absolutely insane. A definite L. No matter whether you think it was planned or not, it looks like an L. I didn't get to this last break, but it kind of opens your mind to a different side of kids being addicted to technology. And it kind of sparked my interest. I think I actually have 2 stories today that can be jumping off points for horror films.
Ooh.
And this is the first one. Kids, teenagers addicted to technology. So what happens when you take away their technology?
I don't know. What does happen?
3 Texas teens have been arrested for plotting to murder their mother after she turned off the Wi-Fi in their home. The Harris County Sheriff's deputies responded to the terrifying disturbance on Barker's Crossing late Sunday night. Deputies discovered a 39-year-old woman who had been assaulted with bricks and knives by her 3 teenage daughters at the scene. 14
daughters?
Yeah, 14, 15, and 16. Coordinated a plan to try and attack and kill their mom after she cut off access to the internet. Because their mother turned off the Wi-Fi, all 3 grabbed kitchen knives and chased her throughout the house and into the street, attempting to stab her. The mother was struck with a brick in the process. The grandmother